What's happening, everybody? Atheris back. It's been a while, but I'm here with another cool piece of polystone that just came in. This is Pop Culture Shock's 1/4 scale Subzero from the Mortal Kombat 9 game. It's taken a while to get here, but what doesn't with Pop Culture Shock? In the end, though, it's always worth the wait. In my opinion, this was actually worth the wait. It actually, I've read some of the shit online, people complaining about it not fitting in the base and a couple other little things, and there's some truth to some of this. I did have my issues, which I'll touch on in a second. But this here is the exclusive. I can't remember which is the exclusive anymore, to be honest. I think it's the ice ball. I hope it's the ice ball because that's the one I like the most. And then he comes with a switch out arms and head with the sword, the ice sword and shit. But I think this one here actually works the best, or at least is my personal favorite. This is which one is this? I got number 90 of 250. Very cool, nice limited low editions, as always with PCS. But they did a really cool job on this. I mean, this out of all the pieces they've made recently, I think is probably the most dynamically eye-pleasing piece to look at. It works actually when I switch out the arms. I'll show you. It works perfectly. I think in my opinion, in both stances, with his arms up with the sword or down like this, about to throw his ice ball. Very cool in any direction. Does make it a little complicated. Let me get closer. Does make it a little complicated to figure out a direction you want to display him in. I'll admit that. I don't know really if I want to display it this way or from I don't fucking know, but it works from all angles. So I guess you could just keep rotating it every week until you get bored of it from a certain angle. But other than that, I mean, it's one dynamic piece that I mean the art execution on this was actually very well done. I don't know. I mean, compared to the original Scorpion, the first piece they came out with, when with Scorpion throwing his chain arrow thing there, I by far think this is the more superior piece. Paint, all very well done, especially the base. I'm going to try to get close on some of the ice effects here that were this thing was made with, or painted with, given, whatever. Very, very well done. I mean, this shit looks like actual snow. The entire base is made out of solid acrylic. Same with all these ice pieces, which are a pain in the ass to put in, by the way. But once you get them all in, very, very cool effect. This one here, for instance, it's all clear acrylic or resin, whatever you want to call it. But it's very convincing, and there's no instructions in the box to how to put all these in, and there's quite a few of them. There's this. You have really small pieces, like even like this. Like, look at that. Good luck not trying to lose that shit, because I dropped this thing about 3 or 4 times. I don't know how it goes. I think it goes that way. But once they're all in, it looks fantastic. And it's a good thing. I mean, I can understand why they all had to be separate. I mean, these things are fragile as hell, and I'm sure if they came in a box all already applied and stuck to the base, we'd have all kinds of people complaining about breakages and this shit and all that other crap. But very nicely done. The piece itself, I would say, is not too heavy. Well, the body, the Sub-Zero himself, is not super heavy. But he's just heavy enough, I think. He's not like... he's not solid, I'll put it that way. But when combined with the base and everything's all together, it's a pretty heavy piece. I'm going to try to get close on his arms too. The frost effect on his arms is one of the coolest things, I think, of the paint application on this. Let me just get in there. Check that out. I was really, when I first ordered this, I was really not very positive about the factories being able to replicate this frost effect like the prototype, but it actually came out exactly the same, I think. Very well done. It's a very cool effect. I mean, I could sit here just looking at them. They actually look frosted over. So that is very, very impressive that they pulled that off from any distance, even up close. I mean, these are one of these effects where up close, it's really cool to look at. Look at that. The arms are, of course, all clear resin and then just painted over to give that frost effect. This ball of ice or whatever he's forming here, same thing. It attaches. Where's my finger? It attaches right down there. There's actually you can't really make it out, but there's a steel pin that goes from his hand and stops just about center, just under center of the ball to hold it in place there. But other than that, I mean, it's a sick piece. I mean, it's painting is consistent throughout. The only thing that kind of bugs me, and you really have to get it at a certain angle, because other angles it looks fine, is the mask. I know it's probably, I don't know, maybe trying to mimic what the life-size bust was painted like, but it's two different colors from the rest of his suit. But it's one of those kind of colors that from certain angles it kind of matches the suit and then doesn't, that kind of metallic-y look. But they're two different colors, for sure. Not a huge deal. What is a huge deal to me, though, I'll touch on it right now, is outside of the paint quality aspect, I will say the fit and finish of this is, you know, it could use a little work. I think with some pieces, Pop Culture Shock is really good at getting the quality part consistent with paint and accuracy and all that kind of stuff to the prototype. However, the fit and finish of some of these pieces is kind of a thing that I've noticed from time to time. For instance, the arms. It's always in the arms. I don't know why, but they don't always go in all the way. The magnets are strong, so that's a plus. So I'm not worried about it falling out or anything like that. But you know, these guys at the factories, they gotta check to see if this stuff fits and flush. I don't think it's enough just to put it in and quickly go, oh yeah, it looks good and whatever, and it fits on to the next one. You got to check for gappage and seamage and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, it's not that you have to get in pretty close, and this is one of those, like I said, pieces that you can you're not going to notice it because it's got so many angles to display it from. You can put it from this side or whatever side, like I showed you, and you're not going to see that seam in his arm back here that's open. It's not open by a lot, but it's enough for me to bug me, you know. And I could probably fix that easily myself by just grinding down the little block of the block that you'll see when I take it out. But just having it sit in there a little easier and a little more flush. Also, the base. This is one thing I've really fucking struggled with, was this base. I will concur with the other folks that have been having a hard time putting this thing in the base. It is tough, especially if you're trying to get it out, and I've seen a few people that have broken them and chipped shit, and it's tight. It's a tight fit, which is usually a good thing, is what you want in a statue, but not that tight. Like, this is tight. What I did find, and what I did myself, was I put some grease in. I don't want to pull this out because it's a pain in the ass, but I did stick some grease inside the holes and around the metal pegs in both feet, and that actually I found worked. It's actually fairly easy to pull it in and out now, versus what it was before. Where, like, once it's in there. You're not gonna get it out probably without breaking something. If you're lucky to get it out the first time without breaking something. But I found, for this piece anyway, just a little bit of grease inside the hole and on the metal peg is enough to get it in and out without breaking anything. So that works, and we're all good. The other little nitpick I have on this, and again, you have to get pretty fucking close to see what I'm talking about, is the heads. I'll switch out the other head in a second, but The other head is just his white eyes, which I actually like more. I'm not crazy about the. I mean, although these eyes are well done and they're put on there very well, they're you know, not sloppy and shit. I just prefer the white eyes. What I not crazy about is the mask and how that's painted. You can clearly see the brush strokes in this mask, like all over the place. I don't know if it's coming out well in camera because it's that metallic-y type of paint, but in person, it's, you know, it kind of takes away from the piece when you can get close to something like his arm and look at the detail in that and how well that was executed, and then look at his mask and it looks like, you know, they just handed it off to a kid and they're like, here, finish this, you know. So little things like that, fit and finish, I think is something pieces going forward, Pop Culture Shock could probably focus on a little more. But I mean, the pieces overall, I mean, these are top quality pieces, I think. I mean, you're not gonna get any closer to perfection for this license anyway by anybody else. And like I said, the art directions on these is just awesome. Like this is a sick pose. I do like the museum stances and poses and all that stuff like everybody else. But these are a little bit something extra, you know. And me, I collect everything Mortal Kombat from PCS, so I'm not really missing out on anything. I got my museum stance stuff and I got my dynamic action pose stuff like this. It all works. I love it all. But yeah, that's that. Like I said, I prefer this pose or this, I guess you could say, display option more so than the other. I'm going to switch out the arms now. It's kind of a tricky thing to do, especially to get this in. What I found is if you put this arm in first, his left arm in first, and then this one, because his hand kind of sits on a little notch above the ice ball, is the easiest way to get in. Because if you put the ice ball in first, you can't kind of get his arm around without hitting this part. So, and same thing for taking it off. You just take off the ice ball first, arm, and this is what I mean. So this is what I think I can probably see. That's where it's hitting. You can see the blue paint on it, and it's, I think, pushing out the arm a little so it doesn't sit flush. But I could probably Dremel that shit down really quick and get it to sit flush. But again, something that should be checked before it leaves the factory, in my opinion. Not just putting them in and going, yeah, that's good enough. Let me take this one out. Like I said, the magnets are strong, so that's a good thing. It's always something I've never really worried about with PCS. There's been a few here and there, but for the most part, pretty good. There's that arm, and this arm. Focus. There we go. So there's this display option as well. And that's the other thing about this piece. I've never seen a piece that works so well in both versions. Like, I mean, this looks like it was made and designed and sculpted to be in this stance holding a sword. But then when you switch out the arms, it's like, holy shit, that actually looks like it was perfectly sculpted to be throwing an ice ball as well. So both very well executed options, and both of which I think I'd be swapping out from time to time just because they're equally cool. I just prefer the ice throwing ball, but very cool. This one, I think, with these arms is a little easier to find display angles with. I mean, because you can display it kind of sort of from the back like that and still be able to get the momentum and a very cool scene out of this angle of display. Whereas the ice ball, you kind of have to only display him from that side, like right there, because, well, it's in the front of him, right? But both very cool. This arm did come, when I took it out of the box, right here, this arm, the sword and his hand are one piece, but his hand is joined to his arm through a little metal peg here in the center. that was completely loose. It wasn't even attached. So this whole piece came off the arm when I took it out of the box. Super simple fix though. I just put a little dab of super glue there, and it's as solid as it's ever going to be now. So nothing to complain about there. Probably just got knocked around in shipping, but still, when I took it apart and I looked inside, there was a very, very, very tiny amount of glue placed in there by the factory, which, you know, stuff like that. I know they're in a rush to kind of get these things out and push them out with as much accuracy as possible, but they gotta look at shit like this. See, like now you can see too here inside the arm area, it sits flush. It looks really nice in there. And that's how all the arms, everything should fit with any statue, I think. And for the most part, they all do. It's just the odd one here and there that doesn't, but it's all good. It's a very nice piece regardless. I am super looking forward to their 1/3 scale stuff. I know they teased their reptile recently, which looks sick as fuck. I can't wait to get that. And have those three standing and displayed together. But yeah, that's it, guys. This is my recent arrival. Actually, I got a few. I don't even know what the hell I have boxes I haven't even unboxed for months at this point that I still gotta get to. But I had nothing happening today, and I figured this is as good a time as ever, because if I don't do it today, it's never gonna happen. So there you go. I got ECC's Hulk, 1/3 scale Hulk coming very shortly. I just got word, so super, super excited for that one above like anything else that I have in order at this point. I did have ECC's Alien Bust, but shit didn't go too well with that, and I kind of got screwed out of it. So I'm on the hunt for one of those again. If anybody has one, hit me up, let me know. And that's it. I don't want this video to go too long, so I'll talk to you guys in the next video when I have Hulk here for you all. All right, take care. Pick up this piece if you still can. Pretty sick. I know I'm late to the whole review and it's been out for a while, but if you can get one, it's an amazing piece. If you're a Mortal Kombat nut, you need it, because it's just too sick. Even if you don't like Subzero, this is a sick piece, like just all the way around. Beautifully executed. Awesome stuff. All right, take care.